This is finally coming to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but is it a little bit too late? That's what we're going to talk about today because this has been a point of contention for a lot of us, and a lot of people have been mentioning it in the community now for some time. A reason to come back to the game. That's what we're going to talk about. If you like what I do, consider subscribing. Let's go and get into it. What they're bringing to the game is in-game currency. And this has been something that a lot of people have been asking for, including myself, for some time now. On their official Instagram, there was a comment, and this guy was like, hey, it's a shame. This game is really fun, but there's nothing to work for. And so, whoever runs the official Instagram account for Texas Chainsaw, whether that's Gun or Sumo, said this has already been confirmed. We're looking into this, not only raising the level cap, but providing in game currency and things that you can use that in game currency on. Now, if it's anything like Dead by Daylight or something like Call of Duty, hopefully it kind of falls in between. More like a Call of Duty model where basically you're going to have the option to buy this in-game currency, but it should also be something that you can earn. So that way it gives you the best of both worlds. If you want to buy it right off the rip, boom, there you go. Or if you want to spend hours and hours grinding for it, then you can do that as well. So what would this in-game currency actually allow us to buy, though, is the biggest question. Because if you're going to actually spend money on this, then the things that are offered have to be worth it, right? And if it's something that people are going to grind for, again, it has to be worth it. I think one of the easiest things they can do is cosmetics. I really think they kind of dropped the ball when they released the Nicotero Leatherface along with the cosmetic packs. They could have, sold the Nicotero Leatherface at, 14 or 15.99. I think it was 16.99 actually, and then had the clothing for the victims as, unlockables for, in-game currency. They could have started it then because let's be real. I mean, the outfits for all the characters, it was just 6 of the same outfits and that's what you got. So I feel like they really missed the mark there, but I believe that is the easiest thing for them to do in order to get people back. Because cosmetics, you don't have to go through motion capture or anything like that. You basically make a design, add them to the list of, outfits that you can wear. Now, let's look at a game like Call of Duty. What do they do really well that keeps people coming back? It's the same game every single year, essentially, and minor things are changed. But what they do is they have a robust progression system. They also have COD points, okay? So they're making a bunch of money off their battle passes and COD points. This is something that they could introduce in the Texas Chainsaw. Now, I know some people are already going away at the comments, but hear me out on this. You could literally have it where Leatherface could have different paint schemes for his chainsaw. You could add additional weapons in the game that weren't there in the original movie, but I don't know that too many people would care if, let's say, Cook was carrying around a mini sledgehammer or something like that. Or maybe he grabbed the sledgehammer from Leatherface. You could even kind of tie it into the story somehow if you wanted to. But then the ability to have different cosmetics and add those to it, I think would be a fantastic option for people to, say they want, I don't know, whatever the ultimate skin would look like for the chainsaw. And people would grind for that. Now, of course, this would be a little bit harder on the victim side because they really don't carry anything that's tied to them except cosmetics. But I think those two additions there would really help in having something to unlock. You could even have like a somewhat of a rank system. So basically, as you, let's just say prestige, if we're going with kind of Call of Duty type of themes here that we could add into the game. And like I said, it makes it really successful. These are two wildly different games, but at the same time, they can take elements from that to make their game successful too, or to keep it successful. It's been successful, but you know what I'm saying, to keep it fresh. So if at, every 50 levels you get a new avatar or you get some kind of, I don't know, prestige token or, just some kind of indication that, you're one of the top players in the game or you've spent so much time in the game or you've gotten so many kills or maybe you've escaped so many times. Just some kind of badge of honor that people can have right next to their name so hey, that person right there, they're the real deal, or, whatever the case is. Just something to look forward to and something to earn. And let's be honest, I appreciate the authenticity in Texas Chainsaw. I really do. I've made videos about this. But they're going to have to break away from that at some point. Friday the 13th is the perfect example because Gunn obviously had a big part in that game as well. You're talking about emotes and bikinis. Now, the bikini part of it isn't too far fetched, actually, for Friday the 13th, but emoting while Jason is chasing you around the map definitely is not something that happens in any of the movies. And so, those were fun little things that they were able to add into the game that kept people coming back. Oh, and I honestly think that they should take advantage of holidays. They missed the mark with Halloween, didn't do a Halloween event, but they could do a Christmas event. I mean, who's to say that Leatherface, Cook, Grandpa, they don't celebrate, Christmas. So they have like the house is decorated, the slaughterhouse is decorated. Again, does this fit in all with the 74 film? No. But does it make it fun and interesting? Oh, hey man, Texas Chainsaw has a Halloween event. Let's play tonight. That's what you want players to do. You want them to get that level of excitement, knowing there's something new. Even though nothing's really changed, you've just added a few things here and there. Those are the kind of things I think that a lot of players are looking for. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want people getting the wrong impression, thinking that I'm trying to turn Texas Chainsaw into Call of Duty, because I'm not. I respect it for what it is. But I also understand, just like a lot of y'all do, what players want and what keeps them coming back. And unlockables, skill points, or kill points, we could call it, different cosmetics, different characters, and special events are what people come back to multiplayer games for, even though at their surface they're all, they're pretty much the same game. Like I said, with Call of Duty, it still adds something different to the game, and that's why people just continue to come back and grind for hours inside of it. So you could also tie this to family members, because there's a big issue with lobby dodging and wait times, especially when you go to play as victim. And so when you go to play as family, there's barely any wait at all. And so to give people an incentive to play as the family, you could give them bonus in-game currency for playing as the family, and then hopefully that will incentivize people to play more family, and then you kind of take the load off of all these lobbies that are trying to fill in with victims. And this is something I've been talking about for a couple months as far as in-game currency, but at the minimum, they can add cosmetics for every single character. Is somebody really going to care that much that Cook isn't wearing what he initially wore in the original movie now at this point in the release? I don't think so. Hitchhiker, each one of the family members, each one of the victims, cosmetics, different weapons, different avatars, different badges, upgraded badges, upgraded intros, special events, taking advantage of Halloween and Christmas and different holidays and stuff to keep people coming back. Obviously, new content has to be there as well. Would it be really awesome if they had new characters that were unlockable? Absolutely. Will they do that? I have no idea. But they could even do something, and this is, hey, just an idea, but they could have it where Nicotero Leatherface is unlockable. It may take 100,000 kill points, let's just say, so it's going to take a lot of grinding. Would I be mad because I bought him at full price? Not really, because I made the decision to buy him, and I've had him since launch. So there's different things they already have in the game they could use as unlockables. Just give a reason for people to come back to the game. I'm kind of shocked that they didn't have this at launch. I figured this would be, kind of a, something that is just the norm now, right? To have in-game currency and unlockables and things like that. But one thing I'll say, and I respect Gunn because they will communicate with us. They will listen to the community, and it's always kind of changing, but really it's always kind of the same too. We're just always looking for reasons to come back to the game, and new content is at the core of what we're all looking for. And I think in-game currency can not only solve the issue of people not having anything to work for, but also maybe even making those lobbies a little more diversified and give people more of a reason to play as family. That's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. And if you like what I do, consider subscribing. See y'all in the next one. And as always, hold them down.